In today's video, I'll be showing you guys my full top 8 run from one of the pro competition qualifiers for Mortal Kombat 1. I'm not going to be doing much editing on this video, just so you guys can hear what the commentators have to say, because I think it's really cool that they get the US commentators to do our small scene stuff. I should mention as well that I only made top 8 on the loser's side, so that means if I lose one set, 1 first of 3, I'm out of the tournament forever. So it was my life on the line for this whole run. But anyway, I thought these are some really good matches, so I hope you all think the same. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, let's just jump straight into the games.
Well, we got Sagat, 83, going up against Clockwork. Clockwork, who we saw last time rocking a Shang, or a little bit more Shang from what I remember.
Yeah, Clockwork was rocking Shang's sub, and then he had switched to Kenshi Cyrax, so he has that. But I had seen him playing Liu a lot more recently.
Okay.
Playing the Shaolin Monks team.
I want to say I remember Sagat from like MK11 days in those Pro Comp qualifiers. So Sagat definitely no slouch.
Yeah, of course, and I mean, you're not getting to this top 8 if you're a slouch. There's no way. This is the peak of the competition that we are seeing come out of the Oceanic range. This is their best players, and we've got Sagat with the Lao Goro, which is one of my favorite shells to watch. I'm not sure about you. I really enjoy Goro.
What I always say about this team, about Kung Lao with Gorosis, is that they're playing a different game. They're still playing MKX. They got armored launchers. They've got huge amount of damage, and it's just like never safe to really, you know, apply pressure. And that's what happens. You just get paralyzed by, you know, when is he going to attack? When is he coming out? Like, when is he going to convert into some big damage? And this is not a good spot for Clockwork to be in. Getting chipped away here, and it's still his turn, able to swing back with some standing normal buttons, and Sagat setting the tone here for us, getting that first hit, eating through that projectile is Clockwork with that Liu Kang amplified fireball, goes through all other projectiles. What happens when 2 of them meet? I never tested it.
I'm actually not, I'm curious.
Did they just like nullify each other out like Street Fighter?
Yeah, we gotta test that. We gotta hop in the lab after. Oh, that interrupt there by Sagat was ridiculous in the middle of Liu's string. Oh, Goro, you went a little farther, buddy.
Yeah, that is not an auto-tracking cameo. So that's a cameo that you have to specifically place close, medium, and far, depending on if you're trying to keep yourself safe or if you're trying to convert for more damage. And that's something that you can do pretty much last second. Big jump in here, complemented perfectly by that Kung Lao hat. You don't want to sit still. You want to keep moving around. You want to know that you have those options. Speaking of moving around, but doesn't get the Goro up. He doesn't get the Goro extension, but he can still take it.
Oh, he breaks the armor right there, clutching it out on the wake up against Clockwork, able to get those 2 hits in time to hit him out of that armored wake up. I mean, that really shows also the matchup knowledge here and the knowledge of Sagat going into this match right now. Oh, great jump over the fireball. What a reaction. I'm going to say that was a reaction.
You know what it is when you have, you know, great air mobility options like that, I feel like generally the players will jump and then wait to react to something afterwards. Like they'll recognize, oh, I'm going over a fireball, so let me hit this dive kick. And then that's because it's expensive. It's expensive and very unsafe if you don't do it right or if it gets blocked.
Yep, and getting opened up here by the rest of the string too. We've got Clockwork has a lot to make up for. Sagat can just back off right now and just catches him moving forward with the Lao hat to the chest.
Round 2, fight.
That's going to be round 1 here to Sagat. Oh, caught by the overhead. Goro said, get launched. Big damage, big corner carry, and a safe jump. Accidentally puts himself in the corner there on wake up.
That's okay. He's 1 jump or 1 armor move from getting out of there. Oh, he's got to wait for Goro, though. Goro does come back rather slow compared to the other cameos. So that just kind of tells you the power, the potential of Goro as a cameo.
Yeah, for sure.
Getting clipped there with that low hat cancel.
Yeah,
I love how back throws for Liu Kang with this cameo is not really a back throw because he just puts you back into the other direction.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's a back throw for now until we just call our buddy Kung Lao and switch sides on you again.
Yeah, so it's very oppressive here, especially when you don't have like the space to walk back and forth. Like you just have to worry about the strike throw game hard from Liu Kang. Does get him there with the overhead as he just kind of rolls in, finds his way to get back out, but Liu Kang gets that back throw, but again, has to commit to that forward side if he wants to get that extra damage. Goes for the Rising Flames there to get a little bit better Oki, I think, to apply better pressure. Maybe thinking about baiting out a wake up from Kung Lao. I mean, I see 2 bars from Kung Lao. I see a Goro ready to go, but not really how I anticipated it to play out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Sagat knows he's fishing for that, and oh my gosh, and right as he does that, what a shimmy there. Both of them just playing here with their spacing.
So patient from Clockwork. Does find the opening. Is this going to be enough? No. Comes in with the breaker. Now he's got no access to any kind of armor. Does get a regular Goro throw here as the Goro cameo is going to start ticking up. He's going to have it closer and closer. He just bet it all. He bet it all. He bet it all on that.
He just really went for it. And we're seeing the brutality. Clockwork not happy right now. It's like, get me on that board. All right. I am the fire god Liu Kang.
But Clockwork just kind of staying composed, chilling out, and just saying like, I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna get crazy. I'm just gonna sit here and block. He's gonna essentially, you know, cause his own demise.
Yeah, for sure. I think that Clockwork's patience really was what made the difference there in that match. And we're seeing patience out of him again. Oh, just quick 1-2. Gets the launcher, gets the conversion off of the launcher. This is going to be a good amount of damage into what setup? Oh, delays wake up, but nothing out of it for it. Keep him in the corner.
Ooh, waking up with that down 3, finding the hit and knowing it's my turn to swing. Whoa, I didn't know, so that switches you over to the other side.
I did not know that. I was like, he's putting himself back in the corner, and then he wasn't. He wasn't in the corner.
That was a great armor move here from, again, you can't leave those gaps there because Kung Lao is going to eat you for breakfast with it. And it's just because, oh, I think this is going to hit.
No way.
Yeah.
He just went for it.
I mean, I think he reacted to like Kung Lao like turning his back, and it's got some pretty good range on it. And not only that, but also like the fact that it was perfectly enough damage to win the game. So that's just like on his mind, like, oh, I have a win condition right here. So of course I'm going to be looking for a projectile. Of course I'm going to be looking for you maybe even just whiffing anything. Ooh, the trade afterwards, but Sagat so willing to just keep pressing buttons afterwards. And that's the mentality that's getting him this offense here, this perfect offense, trying to fight back as Liu Kang, but he does get clipped there by the overhead.
Yeah, and I mean, looks like Liu Kang's gonna be able to get out of the corner here. Not able to get a conversion off of it with the launcher. And Sagat should be able to kill here. Going with the damage under. Oh yeah, that's just enough. Squeaked it out.
Squeaked it out with the noogie conversion.
Exactly.
There's that projectile shredding property that we were talking about there earlier. So that projectile, if he amplifies it, it's going through all the other ones. Look at that, just kind of knows. Hey, you think you're jumping over this Kung Lao hat? No, eat these fireballs. He's super plus, so it is his turn. Kung Lao keeping it going, but Clockwork waiting for his time, waiting for the patience, waiting for the opportunity for himself. And he doesn't have to, that's not a risky move. Like, what are you going to do about that as Kung Lao? Oh, Goro coming in with the assist.
Saved it!
Oh, no.
Oh, he goes for the dive kick again, just like last match. And Clockwork is going to eat that up, finish it out, show us a nice combo video into a fire dragon.
Brutality.
And I mean, we see Sagat here. He said one Kung Lao wasn't enough, so he wanted to bring some Kung Lao back up as well. Not going to be seeing any more Goro on the screen out of Sagat.
And I think it's to combat the zoning, especially in that last round, like this right here, where we're seeing Clockwork opted to just kind of sit back and chill. Like, okay, you're going to try to jump over these Kung Lao hats. Yeah, he was waiting. He was waiting. He was waiting for it.
He was ready for it. He was like, please dive kick, please.
Please, I see you jumping in the air, and it's not really happening. And again, Clockwork has no reason to go to him, but this is the opening that Sagat could be desperately looking for.
Yeah, and gonna be a lot of damage coming out of Sagat here going into Fatal Blow. This should be enough to kill. I don't want to curse him though. But yeah, Sagat here going to be going up 1 round in this match, fighting for his life. Clockwork looking to close out the the set, sitting on set point.
Close, man. It is so close. And you think that the way that they went into this game number 4, it looked like it was all Clockwork backing off, but this adjustment, this switch to the Kung Lao cameo is doing wonders for Sagat right now, just to be able to contest with the zoning from Liu Kang, because the zoning with Liu Kang and the Kung Lao cameo on the other side has just been, it's been a wall that Sagat could not get over. So he needed this extra little help where Goro really wasn't cutting it. Oh, if he ducked under there on the wake up, that could have been a huge punish, but he was ready to block. Very unfortunate for Sagat, but really good situation for Clockwork. That could have been the end.
Seriously, and we're back to full screen pressure like you were saying. This is helping so much better with the zoning against Liu Kang, but he's going to just come in with that hard to blockable, open you up, full damage, and go back full screen, back to zoning.
Ooh, he didn't use a bar. He didn't use a bar. He had it. He could have ended it right then and there, but I guess he just didn't believe, didn't react. Oh, the armor going right through, meeting him perfectly as he lands on the ground. Sagat gonna do anything but block in that situation.
Oh my goodness. Clockwork here sitting on set round, possibly. Working his way through it. Going back to zoning. I do like how Clockwork's kind of switching it up though. He'll zone a little bit. He's dashing up, putting pressure, backing off. Makes, oh, great hit through the armor too. Makes it a lot harder to get used to and adjust and make sure that you're able to exploit your own gameplay.
Now this time the armor not really going to get as much because he doesn't have access to Goro, but instead getting a little bit of pressure here. Now we saw Sagat in this situation just 2 rounds ago, and he was able to make the comeback. What? The spacing there, able to punish that down button.
And I haven't seen it. Oh my god, Sagat is sitting on life point. He goes for the dive kick like we've seen before. As his Hail Mary, gonna go into the noogie, re-stand, get the... But just the armored wake up. It wasn't enough.
What was he fishing out? I mean, maybe he thought a throw was coming. Maybe he was going for some kind of fake shimmy there at the end, but it was such a great placement of the Kung Lao hat to go through that first hit of armor. If Sagat just applied a little bit of pressure afterwards, he would have went right through the armor. He would have converted into something good, and that could have been a Game 5 situation, but instead it's going to be Clockwork that's going to be taking it in a 3-1 manner. But that was still very close. I mean, maybe we could have seen an adjustment a game earlier from Sagat, but that was the decision he made, and he's got to live with that one. Unfortunately for Sagat, that is the end of his road here, as this was in the lower bracket. But man, what a set! What a really good set to be proud of. To, you know, be able to kind of just say, like, yes, I can switch it up. And maybe he learned a lot from this matchup. Maybe he learned a lot from this situation and how to be a little bit more patient in those clutch moments. And this is really where, like, it could have gone either way. Low hat here, and you could see how he was, like, walking forward. He was so sure, so sure.
Yeah, I'm the same. I love getting to see players that we don't get to see that often, players that we don't see at the NA offlines, because it's halfway around the world.
It's tough.
You get to see some great gameplay out of them. We see Doug back here. He's got the Garrus again, but he's bringing out the Frost. And we've got Clockwork here on the Shang Goro instead, seeing a completely different match than I was expecting.
Yeah, we saw a lot of the Shang last time around from Clockwork. Not doing too well, but you know, you're a little deeper into the bracket here. Could be a matchup that you're a little bit more familiar with, so I wouldn't count him out just yet.
Yeah, of course. Okay, pressure here, good open up by Clockwork, able to get the launch, but doesn't get the full carry back with the fireballs. Gets caught throwing a fireball by the Frost cameo, and Frozen gives Doug enough time to get in and go for the kill here in this first round. I really like this choice of the Frost to kind of counteract that zoning from Shang.
Yeah, and it's one of the few like cameos that go full screen and give you so much. You know, you have cameos like Kung Lao's little hat, which a lot of people like using with Garrus, but I think it's just to shut off the zoning altogether, as you said, Miss Meeseeks.
We've got Clockwork coming in instead, playing a little bit more rush down, realizing that Doug was happy to sit full screen, had a game plan for it.
Oh gosh, gets neutral jump and still had to whiff the neutral jump punch, but still had time to walk forward and punish. Somebody help Gears, please. Big whiff punish here. I don't know what Gears was swinging at, but it wasn't Shang Tsung. Here comes the Frost Ball, but he's just trying to stay away. And look at the matchup knowledge there from Clockwork. Knew that he didn't have to back off anymore, and kind of just where that ball was going to stop.
Yeah, exactly. Seeing the knowledge check there, and great reversal, able to catch Doug as he's trying to move in after that Frost cameo coming out. Oh, the micro dock, but doesn't get much off of it. That could have been it. That could have been the round. That could have been the game.
That should have been the round. That should have been the game. And does get does bait out the wake up attack there, and you could kind of see that Clockwork tried to call in Goro to keep him safe.
And that's kind of the hard part about running Goro, is making sure that you have your opponent in the right spacing and making sure that you call the right version of Goro for that. Otherwise, you're eating a lot of damage.
And not only that, but even if it's just a Goro that doesn't do anything for you, it comes back so slow.
Very true, very true. That's a huge thing, especially if you want to be able to use your cameo throughout your combinations and stuff, or to keep you safe. It takes away a lot of your options.
I love how he chased down that rewind time. Like, he didn't panic. He was just like, okay, you're coming out of the combo, but I'm going to be there waiting for you when you go right back into it. Drops the last up skull there, and this time gets a punish. Doug capitalizing huge here, getting some big damage, ending it here with just adding to the hourglass tick. Speaking of
oh my gosh, what a setup there. He was like, you're worried about the frostball? You're watching the frostball? Watch this. Command grab.
Yeah, you just don't know. You want to sit still, you want to hold on to block, and you don't want to get opened up by that orb, because that is a full freeze and that's a full combo. Doesn't go in for anything else, but doesn't panic. He doesn't panic. Easy sweep, easy overhead. Doug doing it the old-fashioned way.
I'm gonna be honest, I panicked there a little bit.
That's what it is too. It's like, you can expect to play perfect, but nobody is perfect. I love how Goro just took a shot to the face. It's like, I want to make sure you don't come back that fast. They just punched him on his way out.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, you're already slow to come back, but we want to make sure it takes a little bit longer. You're a little too strong here.
A little longer. Love the shimmy there. Kind of walked up. I think he faked the throw, and Clockwork let go, anticipating to duck under the high throw, and instead he got launched for some pretty good damage. Like that combo didn't even finish, and he got significant damage off of it.
Yeah, we're gonna see off the conversion here. It's awkward. He was awkwardly hanging in the air there, didn't quite know what to do with that, and gonna be leaving a lot of damage on the table because of it.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't come back to bite him. We're gonna see what happens. Shin kick, right? Goro, low grab.
Big damage coming out. Goes ahead and loads it up. Sits us back full screen. He's got to be careful throwing those fireballs out, though, with the frost unlock. Oh, and just the hop in to finish off that round. Clockwork.
The overhead, the overhead.
Shin kick to make sure that he gets that punish. Doug said, I'm out of here. No more.
Peace out. Peace out. Get away from me.
I want to forget the last 3 seconds. Thank you.
Yeah. All my health back. Positioning again. We're good.
Exactly. Ooh, what an anti-air conversion from Clockwork there with the standing one.
That's a trade. That's a trade in favor. Easily in his favor. Launching him up for some good damage and gonna opt for more. Loads up some time. Loads up some hourglass. But here comes the wake up. Here comes the conversion, but drops the up skull. This time blocking the low frost. That's what it is. You can't, if you want to use it unsafely, sure. Do it for some strings that normally lead into overhead and go for the low frost. But the way that Doug's using it, pretty much at full screen, trying to counter zone and get a favorable trade. Girl leaves him plus, but I think he was just a little too far away for that throw to connect.
And we're back to full screen here. Like you're saying, gotta watch out for the frost, gotta watch out for the fireballs. Ooh, tries to jump in, gets poked out. And, oh, I don't know if that was Chip. I don't know if that was the last hit, but that was all Clockwork right there, bringing us 1-1.
Just a little bit, you know. I know those weird scenarios do happen from time to time where you get frozen or when you freeze them where you don't expect to, but you know, you gotta stay on point.
Yeah, I mean, that's really just, he's leaving so much damage on the table every time he does that, so if he is able to clean it up, then that would be a huge game changer for Doug. He'd be able to get a lot more damage out, put a lot more pressure on Clockwork, creating those Oki setups. Ooh, not able to jump in quite over those fireballs. Just goes for the grab. We're sitting here respecting each other. I'm gonna grab you.
Yeah, just go for the grab. Go for the grab. If you're so sure they're holding on to block, go for the grab. Overhead, getting the counter hit. Over to the other side, probably a missed anti-air attempt here from Doug.
Yep. Doug's sitting full screen, but he doesn't have a lot of health to play with. Clockwork is definitely in the advantage here, making Doug come to him, and he went for the grab, big punish, but Doug able to just get out of it, say, hey, forget that ever happened, thank you.
Yeah, and I never realized how the Frost Orb can kind of act in the same way that the Kung Lao hat can, or the Kung Lao low hat just lets you load up hourglasses while you're waiting. Unfortunately, Doug did have the hit there, but didn't have the resources to make it hurt. This time does, however, and speaking of resources, we got the Fatal Blow as well. I don't think this is going to kill, but it's going to do a ton of damage, and it's going to put Clockwork in a very uncomfortable situation to try to rely on some zoning, try to minimize the risk, and that could be where we see a low Frost cameo come in to clean it up for Doug. No! Instead, here comes the overhead, just dashing up. Hold this, because that, at that range, Ms. Meeseeks, I want to say that that was probably a punishable range, especially because Shang has the shin kick that should reach there just in time.
Yeah, I'd agree. That was one of the closer ranges that we've seen Garrus do that overhead. And Clockwork was working against the clock there, but Doug, you know, just went for it instead of playing it safe, and it worked out for him.
That's what it is, too. Like, it can't always be a numbers game. Like, sometimes you've got to do what your opponent is not thinking you're willing to do. Like, no way he's going to throw this away by doing an unsafe overhead. He's probably going to zone, and that's why he kind of got caught like a deer in headlights. Oh, forcing him there. This time, getting the right conversion. As soon as I said that, I cursed him.
You cursed him.
Curse.
He started though, okay? He started to get the conversion. He's got to finish out the end of the conversion next time. We're seeing him learn on the fly right now. Oh, gets frozen in the middle of his string. This is gonna be enough for Doug to close it out. How unfortunate. Didn't think the Frost Orb was gonna get there in time. Didn't think it was gonna go that far, and he was wrong.
Yeah, so what the Sub-Zero vest is gonna give you access to is you're not gonna have to worry about projectiles. And I believe it also interacts positively for the Sub-Zero vest holder whenever it comes to rewind time, as rewind time acts as a projectile in itself.
Yeah, do you happen to know, so obviously the Frost Orb is a projectile, but do you happen to know if the Frost Low is a projectile?
I believe that is a projectile. I want to say that that vest should go right through it.
Yeah, then that would be a huge advantage, especially against the way that Doug has been playing this matchup. Oh, drops the big combo though, leaving a lot of damage on the board, and doesn't get the punish for the whiff throw.
That was so weird because like the down one that happened before the whiff throw punished the whiff throw already. So like it was just a weird little scramble where he thought that he could get a standing button, but because he already downed one him out of it, it was just a weird sequence of animations there. Like I would love to see that again. Whoa! This time not pressing any buttons, and pressing buttons of his own is Doug. Wait a minute, he rewound time. He rewound time.
He's out of it. Oh, but still gets hit with the overhead. And Clockwork gets to keep that fatal. That's rough for Doug right there.
Super rough. Doug is feeling it. Doug is feeling it there. Just kind of whiff for days.
Good trade though here for Doug. Gonna get the launcher. Full corner knockdown. Oh, a little bit too quick on that meaty. Oh, gets frozen again. Doug with the advantage here in the corner.
I love how the first hit missed, but it was still comboed afterwards. Like, it's okay. I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Oh, that could have been a bigger punish there, but instead just kind of went for an overhead afterwards. I think because he recognized he missed the opportunity. Gets the forward throw, 13%, no problem at all. And this is going to be a trade in his favor. Doug dashes up as quickly as he can, just trying to make some kind of contact. And he's got to know that's a moral victory, knowing he made Clockwork come off those 3 bars, a very expensive breaker.
Yeah, and Clockwork not having access to those bars too is really going to mitigate the amount of damage that Clockwork is going to be able to push out here. He does have access to Fatal Blow, as does Doug. Oh, Doug goes for it. Through the fireball, it's a punish.
I think that's worth it. That's worth it. That's going to secure you the round. That's worth it if we just kind of step back and go into a final round situation here. And Doug, the one with a little bit less pressure on him. Doug, the one who's going to be a little bit less likely to crack, as this is do or die for Clockwork. He is on the brink of elimination right here, right now.
Yep, he is. Clockwork gonna have to fight for his life. Doug also doing the same, able to get an opening into the freeze, able to load up another hourglass at the same time too. Great play. Also gets corner carry on that. That was huge as a round start for Doug.
Love the neutral jump call out here from Clockwork. I mean, sometimes you gotta just hope somebody's swinging for the fences no matter what. And those neutral jump punches, you know, they're high risk, but they're also very high reward. So sometimes you just gotta throw it in there. I love the conversion. I love the conversion, recognizing that he was still high enough from that stand 1 anti-air. What? What? The command grab into the orb? That was disgusting. He was saving that for the last round. That was disgusting. Doug taking us home here with a brutality as he sends Shang Tsung into the hourglass, where he just turns into simple grains of sand.
I love when players save something like that for the last round, the last moment, able to
100%.
be like, hey, you haven't seen this the entire time, deal with it.
Fatality. Shang Tsung wins.